Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Mimi and I make planner content videos every Sunday and Wednesday. However, today's video is up a little bit late because I am fighting with my microphone. I'm hoping this is the last take I have to do for the voiceover, but if it's not, oh buddy. Anyways, today's topic is going to be about my adventure joining the planner community, my experience, and of course wanting to know more about your experiences as well. Definitely leave a comment down below about your experience joining the community. I believe Viv Love Plans is the one who brought up this topic, and I've seen Love Shira's video on it, and a lot of people are honestly opening up and talking more about it and trying to make the planner community a lot more inclusive. A perspective that some fellow viewers or some fellow Instagrammers who are a little bit newer to the planner community have said is that it could feel a little bit tight-knitted at times, and I definitely understand. I have my own perspective on that, and I'm going to tell you about my experiences as well. But just know that I'm here and I love to discuss, talk, anything planner related, life related, kind of why I do these podcast like style YouTube videos, because I just really want to get to know my fellow planner friends and those in this community. So definitely let me know in the comments about your own experiences, and of course if you ever want to reach out and talk about anything, my inbox is always open, my comment section is always open. I always do my best and try my best to reply to every single comment. So what's the tea? Get it? Because I'm using a tea kit. I actually picked out this kit way before I even planned to do this video. And honestly, this video isn't really tea or anything. It's just me talking about my experiences, but I kind of like that word. Maybe it's really bad-mannered. I'm so sorry, guys. But anyways, I just really wanted to talk about my experiences and kind of how I overcame that and how the planning community as a whole shifted in the time that I've joined. So I am not what I would consider an OG. I know some people have been in the planning community since like was it 2012 or even earlier than that. I actually joined in December-ish of 2016 or early 2017. And I don't really have a good perspective of when I actually joined. This kind of goes back to the whole thing that started the conversation in the first place, was that back in 2016 when I joined, it really does feel like a whole different place than it does now. Unfortunately, it did feel a little bit hard to kind of meet people and get to know people. Back then, I think a lot of people were just primarily keeping to themselves and sharing their spreads, but not really having full conversations. Those who already know each other already kind of talk to each other, so it was kind of hard to break into that bubble. Something that a couple of people have mentioned when this was brought up with Viv Love Plans, I think, was that it could kind of feel cliquish at time, and it definitely did feel that way. But I also think that a huge part in it is actually just learning the community and kind of getting your foot through the door. It was definitely kind of awkward for me. I'm just an awkward person in general, so that's probably a reason why. But, you know, I think as the time progressed and things changed, people are becoming a lot more open. I think the really biggest change is that people migrated from just sharing their spread and talking about their spread to becoming a lot more personal and sharing their own personal adventures and their own personal struggles, and building a rapport with everybody. Just sharing an Instagram post and just saying like, hey, so today my day is kind of crappy, this is what's going on in my life. I feel like that really helped bring out the conversations. So with the shift in the type of posts that were going on, it really allowed more people to get to know the other people behind the screen, and as a result we can establish a bigger conversation and actually be able to talk to each other and get to know one another. And I think that really helped with the communication aspect of things, or getting to know each other and joining the bubble. Of course, like I mentioned before, I think this happened around 2018 and 2019. I kind of have a good timeline for this, is because I knew when I got into planning and then stopped and then rejoined. Well, specifically decorative planning and showing my Instagram spread and whatnot. It's definitely really hard starting off because you don't really know how to interact and what to do. You can say something as simple as just post an Instagram spread and just message people or like comment on people's Instagram, but I feel like half the time there's like no response, which of course we're not entitled to response. I'm not entitled to a response, but things like that just kind of do feel like you're not part of the community sometimes, especially if you're just starting out. it can feel a little bit awkward. I definitely felt that way, thinking to myself in the past, like, oh, I'm not sure if this is the correct etiquette to do things. Like, is it good etiquette to comment on someone's post and, you know, having a conversation with them, or DMing them specifically, you know, sliding into their DMs. So there are things like that. I've definitely done multiple different types, and then I always felt kind of awkward about it. I've definitely had an experience where I DM'd somebody specifically because they posted a question on their Instagram and then didn't get a response or even like a view message, and that kind of felt awkward. And then I was like, oh, maybe I talk too much, or maybe like the whatever I'm saying is not like interesting. There's just like some feeling of that. It was very awkward, I want to say. So definitely can make those who are just starting out and joining the community feel a little bit outside the bubble, especially when something like that happens. I do also think that it was a whole different time and a whole different era, and also Instagram has changed a lot. I do think that before it goes like into spam or something if you're not following the person. So no hard feelings, nothing on that person. It was just an experience that happened, and I'm just sharing with you all. And actually, in terms of social media, I would have to say that Instagram is one of the hardest ones to break through, just because you don't get to really see the person behind the screen, and the communication ability there, especially if you're just starting out, is a little bit hard. You can just comment down in the comment section, and actually in 2018, when you comment, when a person replies to you, they have to make sure they tag you, because there's no reply function back then, so things can get lost pretty easily. So another big reason why I think that it was a lot harder to have a community, break through the community on Instagram when you just start out, especially back in 2016, 2017. On the flip side of this, I really love my YouTube community, or the YouTube planner community. Everyone is just so freaking supportive, and that's how I met a lot of my planner friends actually. And you probably see me advertise them, talk about them all the time on my channel. If not, you'll probably see them on my sidebar on my YouTube channel. The YouTube planner community, I don't know why, but it was just so easy to get to know each other, and it was so easy to start a conversation and meet one another. And I really do think a huge part of that is because you're seeing a little bit more on the side of us, or a little bit more about us, just because we're talking to a microphone. You kind of get to know a little bit more about our personality, things that make us laugh, stuff like that. And also, I feel like between 2018, when I started my YouTube channel, till now, there's a huge shift in the content that is created for the Plan With Me's as well. So I mentioned this earlier, but now the Plan With Me's have a lot more discussion and conversations. A couple of my favorite YouTubers actually do this and try to be more interactive with their videos, and I absolutely love that because I get to know them a lot better and a lot more, and I always appreciate that. I love that. I love getting to know my fellow planner friends, and it just makes the conversation go so much easier since I get to know that these are their favorite foods, or this is what they do on the day-to-day basis of their life, or this is their type of humor. Things like that really do make a difference. So yeah, I guess a big how I broke through in the planning community is via YouTube. I found a lot of great friends on YouTube, and then from there I kind of drifted and migrated over to Instagram, because then we would communicate and also talk on Instagram, so that was absolutely great. And of course, the last social media platform that I joined was the Facebook groups, and it felt like the wild west up in there, just because there were so many people and there were so many posts all around. Of course, this is not the case for all Facebook groups. I'm just saying for the ones that I joined, which was, I kind of felt like I made a mistake. Maybe I should have joined a smaller one, but just because I didn't know about any of the Facebook groups, and when you first dabble into something, the bigger groups are the ones that pop up on the search results. So I joined a fairly large group, and you know what? They're all great and amazing people, but it was so large that it was really hard to get to know one another and really meet and have a conversation, because there would be like 10s and 20 posts a day or within an hour, so it just makes it really hard. And like I mentioned, as an ongoing theme, I felt like the content on the Facebook group changed throughout the years a lot, meaning it went from sharing the spreads, sharing which shop is having a sale, to having a conversation with each other, checking in on one another, and making it feel more like a community, and for that I am extremely grateful. So if you are new to the planning community, don't be afraid, just feel free to reach out to anyone, especially me. My inbox is always open. I know it could seem intimidating at first or seem a little bit awkward, but like I said before, there is a huge shift in the planning community nowadays, and a lot of bigger, well, more established planner people, planner friends on social media have also noticed this and have also called it out and are trying to make a more inclusive community for us all. So don't feel afraid to just hit us up in the DMs, hit me up on the DM. I love talking, I love messaging people, probably a little bit too much. And that about wraps up my experience joining the planning community, and of course what I have seen change throughout the years. And honestly, everything has changed for the better. I love the inclusivity that we have, and with the community having this discussion right now, I think it's only going to get better. And let me know your experiences as well. Comment down in the comment section or shoot me a DM if you are not comfortable discussing it. I want to know about your experience, and I want to know how to make the community even better. Let me know what it was like when you first joined, or how you saw the community has changed throughout the time that you've been a part of it. I know everybody has their own experiences, because even within the planning community there are different niches, and I find that so interesting and so cool that you can be into planning, but you can either be a bullet journaler or somebody who plans decoratively like I do, or do super minimalistic spreads or budget planning. Those are all awesome and great different experiences that I don't all have the knowledge of. The only one that I really know is the decorative planning side, so I would really love to hear your side of things and your opinions on things. Also, I'm super curious about which community or which platform you found to be the easiest to break through the bubble and get to know people. Like I said before, I love YouTube, and I felt like YouTube was the easiest way for me to connect to others, but maybe you have a different experience. Let me know. I know for some people they find that Instagram is a lot easier, just because the whole YouTube process is a lot of process, aka filming, editing, voicing over, and then uploading. I know I'm struggling with that because this video is going up late, but you know, I'm still really curious. And if you are a YouTuber, definitely make a video discussing about this. I really want to know, and I want to hear your opinion on it. I just love hearing your voices and listening to your conversations. I think it's super fantastic and interesting. And with that, this is basically the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I love this kit. If you guys did not know, I love boba. I get boba literally every day. I just don't mark it because I refuse to acknowledge the fact that I drink boba tea every day. For those who are concerned about my sugar level, I am also very concerned, but luckily I do drink like a third sugar, which helps reduces it, but I still don't think that's a very good excuse. Don't judge me, but you know, this is just how life is right now. Sometimes you gotta treat yourself, or you know, treat yourself every day to some sugar. And with that, this basically wraps up the entire video. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comment section if you would like a tutorial on how to make glitter headers. I've been making my own glitter headers for the past couple of weeks because a lot of the kits I purchased don't have glitter headers. Now here's a little wiggle, and I hope to see you all back on Wednesday. Bye!